My Delulu mind really thought I can get this prototype of my wedding dress done in like 2 weeks. It took me 2 weeks to just come up with the design and to research how to make this dress come to life. I don't know why I thought I can do that, and then it took me another 2 weeks to put the dress together. But you know, life happens. It's okay. The reason why I'm making a prototype in the first place is because I just don't want to spend too much money on buying all this fabric and everything, and I'd end up not liking the design and have to scrap it. The reason why I'm making my own wedding dress in the first place is because my fiance's Thomas, his mom made her wedding dress, and I felt like I had to pay homage to her since she's the one that got me into sewing in the first place. I'm also doing it because wedding dresses are freaking expensive. I know that I have a bougie taste, and I just don't want to try on a dress, fall in love with it, can't afford it, and then be sad.
I'm mad at them right now. I mean, really? Make me fall in love with a dress that I clearly said I couldn't afford.
I know I'm losing the bridal experience, but that goes into how capitalism really has the wedding industry in a chokehold. People spend tens of thousands of dollars on weddings. Personally, for me, I don't really want to do that because I'd rather spend $60,000 on a really, really bougie vacation. I also feel like because I told people that I was going to make my wedding dress for the past 2 years of our engagement, I really can't back out on it now. But anyways, let's get into it. That was a long intro. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. This is a long intro. I'm gonna start over and do it again. So let's get into it. I first started with making my corset. I'm using discounted gift wrapping paper I got from Michael's back in January. This is the best pattern making paper since it has the 1-inch grid and it was extremely affordable. I'm also following this video's detailed instructions, but dividing all the measurements in half since it's for my half-size dress form, aka the mannequin that you saw earlier in the video. By the way, I'll only be including what I did differently than the other YouTuber, so I'm not just reiterating the same information as her. Now I'm adding 1/2 inch seam allowance all around of my patterns by taping it on additional wrapping paper. The reason why we want to add that extra 1/2 inch is so when we sew the pieces together, it won't affect the overall construction of the garment. I'm on my period right now and it kind of hurts. So right now I'm trying to talk while having this immense pain in my lower back and vagina. So bear with me. I'm working on my wedding dress and I realized I don't have enough pink fabric and I already made the top of the corset. Fun. But it's okay because I looked at my stash of fabrics and realized I have this, which is probably gonna work better anyways. And I also have this. What I'm gonna do is start over. I kind of fixed my pattern a little bit because when I was cutting my fabric, it just wasn't matching up, and it's because I forgot to add this little edge to the seam allowance. The reason why you want to do this is that once you actually sew them together, it'll actually be a sharp edge, not this weird flap. I don't know how to explain it, but I guess you'll see once I put it together. I'm going to recut my fabric and I'm going to experiment with the ruffled lace. I don't think it's actually catching and making a real ruffle because of the deep holes. So we'll see how that goes. Not sure, but I'm just going to go with it. I'm going to pretend that I didn't even work on the pink dress thing anyways. Cut to the next scene. Like I said before, I wasn't doing so hot, so my wonderful fiance pressed my back and I just took a small break with my dog before going back into the trenches. Now I'm pinning and cutting my fabric while watching one of my favorite comfort shows, Bob's Burgers. I'm removing the patterns from my fabric and pinning the first 2 pieces together. This is what it looks like after sewing and then ironing the seams down. Now I'm creating the little loops for the back of the corset, so I'm trying to cut a long, kind of even line, doesn't look that even, and then I'm ironing both sides down and then folding it in half.
Sorry, Mom. I don't know.
She's pretty cute. It didn't take me too long. I don't know what time it is, but it probably did take me a long time. I'm delusional. My back hurts. Literally the same thing as what I did for the last corset. These little boning cases for it. My phone died. So technically it's the next day and I have a lot to do today. So I'm gonna be ambitious. I'm gonna try to get the skirt done in the next few hours. At least the base of it, because I know the ruffles is gonna take forever. I did some math last night, so I'm gonna walk you through what I'm doing. I don't know if anyone's actually following along with this, but let's pretend that someone is. So the first step is finding the middle of this, which is right here. By the way, I'm not a professional. I'm just doing what I think will be right, and we'll find out if this is gonna be okay. What I did was I measured from here to the side, which is 4.5. And because I want a gathered skirt, so this was 4 inches, I actually want it to be 5.5 here. 2.5 inches, just about. This originally was supposed to be 4.5. But I wanted to add 1 inch for gather. If you don't know, like the gathered skirt, so it's like a little bit more ruffled in the waistline. But this line here is going to be 5 inches. So now I'm just gonna open this up. So now we wanna do the backing of it. This is about 4 inches. Technically, this is a half circle. I would measure to 4 inches. I want 1 inch on the back and totaling up to 4 inches worth of gathered skirt. Gatheredness, I'm gonna add another inch. So it's gonna actually be starting from, and now I wanna just make some circles. Because I'm gonna just wing it. Okay, that's good enough. 4 inches, but I added 1 for the gather. So now it's 5 inches. Okay, so this is the skirt. I know it looks huge, but I realized that I didn't make my tiers long enough. So even if it's if I sew it on here, it's not going to give that ruffled look that I want. And how I know that is doing this on the couch, since my table is white, so you won't be able to see it. Like, this, it's not giving ruffled. It's giving tablecloth, napkin. That means I have to basically double everything. Hi, I'm back. So I just realized that I did not cut enough fabric, unfortunately, because if I want that full look, I need a lot of freaking layers, and I need them to be really long. I underestimated how much I needed. I'm back on the drawing board and I'm going to fix this. I really want to get this done today, but I think I was a little over ambitious. So I'm just a little disappointed. I hope that I can get this situated and recut. I don't even think I have enough fabric. That's another thing that I'm dealing with. Wish me luck, I guess. Bye, love you. Love you. This is a local Vietnamese owned fabric store that I go to a lot, and yes, it's a bit hectic, but the prices are so unbeatable that it's worth sifting through the fabric. I only spent $15 on 5 yards of this fabric. So I just got my fabric in my bag. I didn't get everything I wanted because I have to run to get my AED, CPR, first aid train.
With animal bites, be sure to wash the wound with plenty of soap and...
So I forgot to record myself actually cutting all the fabric. What I did was basically double or quadruple the lengths of all the measurements I had before, and this is now the aftermath of cutting everything. I don't know. I'm kind of giving up. My eczema is flaring. Oh god, it's bleeding again. Ah, okay. Don't pick at it, ceci. Don't pick at it. Okay, I'm picking at it. There's no rush. My wedding is next month. Or, wait. My wedding is next year, so I have a lot of time to really make sure this prototype works and looks good. So I don't think I should rush it. I don't know. Okay. Hello. I went through a lot this morning. I just don't feel very great, but let me show you all what I have so far. So I made all my frills. I had to redo it so many times. I'm not even going to fix like the hem. I think when I do my actual wedding dress, I will, you know, clean it up and like fix these inseams, because this is not cute, but it's not like anyone will see it, and it's just gonna be on her. And I have a bunch over here. I'm teaching my first pole class today. I'm eating a little struggle meal because hopefully Thomas doesn't see me eat it. I just need to get going. It's the next day, and I grew a little friend, but it's okay. I could wear makeup, make myself look cute and dolled up, but I'm tired. You're tired. We're all tired. So I'm just gonna get right into it. Today, I'm gonna finish my prototype, no matter what. Anyways, let's just get started. We're gonna get this done today. In order to get that gathered look, I'm going to first set my stitch length to the maximum, which is 5. Without backstitching, I'm going to leave a long thread and then sew all the way down like normal. And when I get to the end, I'm going to pull the long thread so it's easier for me to grab one of the threads and start pushing my fabric to the middle, giving that gathered fabric effect. Here I'm making my newly gathered lace line up to the same length as the bottom fabric. After sewing, I like to immediately get my iron and just press the seams down just so it has that cleaner look to it. Then I use a tailor's block to just press the seams down. After that, now I'm just going to be doing the same gathered effect, but at the top with the same fabric. At this point, I'm really tired and I didn't want to cut more fabric because I didn't have any more fabric. So I'm just cutting off the tail end of my dress. It's still going to be long anyways, so I didn't think it was going to be that big of a deal. Now I'm pinning the gathered bit onto the actual skirt. So I repeat these steps 7 more times and then I got a skirt. After this, I needed to sew the skirt to the actual corset, and this is what it looks like. I know I should have recorded myself actually doing it, but your girl was tired and wanted to go to bed. And I had this like pretty thread and I just used it as like the string for the corset. So here she is. Thank you so much for watching the video. I'm really freaking proud of making this wedding dress. It's been a whole journey. I cried. I didn't film that. A few things I would change from this dress though is definitely making this shorter. I want to see some of her legs. See that? Like, I think I would make it shorter like this. And then I do love the ivory look. Like, that was unintentional. They just didn't have like the pure white fabric. That's why it doesn't really match with the top. With the lace, I might get a roll of lace instead of cutting it up like this. I think it would be nice with like more dimension. I didn't film how I put the bow on. I literally just got a safety pin and I just clipped it on. I think I want to make it a little bit bigger when I make the real thing. The original plan too was not to have the lace be this like long that it literally covers the entire dress, so it's a lacy dress. At first, I did not dig it, but now I kind of do. I always imagine myself in like a Cinderella tulle dress, but I think as I'm maturing, I really love the intricacy of lace. Another thing is I didn't like hem the sleeve, so there's some raw edges. Obviously, that's not going to be the case. I'm also thinking about adding like some of the lace, like cutting out the lace and hand sewing it on the actual bodice. I think that would look really pretty. But for the most part, I really love how she turned out. I did add a zipper. I don't think I added that part to the video, but I did add a zipper to the side. Once I make that my actual wedding dress, I'll be more in depth of how I do every single step. Just if anyone wants to recreate it or make a twist of it. Thank you all so much for watching this video. If you made it to the end, thank you so much. You all are great. I hope you all have a wonderful day and stay safe. Subscribe.